Most beginners in importation business don't know when to use air or sea when shipping their products. They don't know when to choose between sea shipping and air cargo. Now, in this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about these two different shipping methods, because it's very vital that you actually choose the right shipping method for your package or for your goods. Because if you don't, there is a huge likelihood of you making losses, because listen, these methods operate differently. For example, if you're using air cargo, you're likely going to be charged based on the amount of kilograms your package weighs. But if you're if you're shipping with sea, that means you're going to be charged as per how much volume, how much space your package occupies in the container. Now, these are two different things. Someone who has so many kilograms and they decide to use air cargo, they are already in a loss. I'm going to tell you specifications of the kilograms and what you should consider, what products you should consider actually putting on air, and what products to put on sea. Now, for those who are actually with huge kilograms and then you use air cargo, that means you're going to be charged so much compared to someone who has the same package shipped by sea. Because at the end of the day, it has so many kilograms, but it is small in terms of volume or the space being occupied. Therefore, they are paying way less than you who is paying per kilogram on air cargo. Now, the difference comes if you're doing this for business. If you're doing it for business, then you even need to think hard and consider your shipping method before you just give your products to your shipping agent. So I'm going to dive right into my tutorial, my screen, and show you where we stopped last time. By the way, for those who are not joining the dots so well, this is the fifth part of our series teaching beginners on how to start importation business, importing from China using platforms like Alibaba, AliExpress, and the others. Now, if you missed some of those videos, I'm going to urge you to check out the links in the description. Go check out those videos so that you can be able to join the dots. From part 1 to part 4, we talked about opening up an Alibaba account the safe way, verifying your account, product idea. Okay, we talked about the product idea selection, how to find good quality products, how to actually find and verify suppliers on Alibaba, and how to place in your order. Okay, and lastly, we talked about how you can make payments. So in this video, we are going to actually learn how to ship these products. With that said, let me dive right into the video. But before I do, if you find this video helpful or my content on this channel helpful for you, please make sure you give a thumbs up to the video, and then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This immensely helps the channel, and thank you for your support. So with that said, let's dive right into the video. Now, on my screen, we are going to go into messages, because last time we had already contacted a certain supplier and we were interested in finding getting this product. As you can see, after we stopped, I went ahead and contacted this supplier, by the way, and not only did I contact about the other product, we talked about the light, but I found out the supplier has a range of variety of products that I need for my Jumia store, and therefore we talked a lot, and by the end of the day, I had a full list here. If I can just show you the products I ended up wanting to buy from him are here. My internet is a bit slow, but give me a minute. Anyways, it's taking so long. Perhaps let me just get back to the point. Now, this is the conversation I held with the supplier since the time we actually contacted them. For those who want to know where we began all this, make sure you check out the series we've just covered. That is part 4 of importation business for beginners. Now, we talked and we have agreed he's going to supply these products. This is where I want you to actually to pay attention. After you contact a supplier, he's going to ask for the shipping method, or he's going to ask you for what you prefer to ship your products with. Please and please go ahead and tell your supplier that, number one, you already have a supplier within go ahead and tell your supplier that you already have a shipping agent. That's very important, because these suppliers, most of the Chinese suppliers already have their shipping companies they use. So in simple terms, if you have the money, you can always tell them to actually ship your product directly to your destination. But trust me, there are so many risks involved. Number one, your product is easily getting lost because, listen, our country, Uganda, and Africa at large, is not that organized in terms of geological, geolocations. It's very hard to actually know this is this street, this is this street. It's very hard. So for them, when those companies that actually work with the suppliers are sending this product to your country, they always consider those specific streets. But remember, we don't have some of those establishments. So what happens is, when your supplier asks for a shipping agent, tell them, number one, that you have a shipping agent already, and go ahead and actually send them the shipping agent's address. This address is in China. Okay, our local shipping agents always have a shipping a store or a warehouse in their local country. If you're in Kenya, you have a shipping agent there in Kenya, but he also has an address or a warehouse within China. If you're in Uganda here, we have our own local warehouse in Uganda, but at the same time in China, we have our own, or any shipping agent you decide to use, they have two addresses, one in the country and the other in the China market. So when you buy your products, or when your supplier asks for a shipping agent, number one, you say yes. Then secondly, immediately get the right address from your shipping agent and send it to your supplier. Because remember, you've already made payments. For those who want to understand how to make payments, we did talk about that in the previous series, so make sure you go check it out. So after you've made payments, you've sent in the address. This address, always contact your shipping agent. They always have this address, and they are very much willing. If you actually don't mind, there are so many you can look out for them. But currently, I have a personal shipping company I work with, and we are trying to actually make it easy for beginners like you to be able to start this business. Very easy, credible, over 5 years in business, and therefore we know exactly what we do. So if you want any kind of assistance in terms of shipping, there you are covered. Because what happens is, when you send your contact to the supplier, this supplier packs your products, and then she or he delivers them to that address in China. Now, at this point, you've only paid the supplier. For the shipping agent, you don't have to pay any money, especially when you're using either sea or air. You don't have to pay any money. What happens is, you just send your products to his address, and then from there, the shipping company incurs the expense to actually ship your product from China into your country. If you're in Uganda, it will arrive in Uganda, and as I'm going to be explaining, between air and sea, depending, they will call you once your products are ready, and then you can now pay them. You can refund them their money that they put in to ship your product. That includes shipping fee and then taxes. Okay, so that means you only pay the supplier, send them the address, the supplier delivers goods to that address, your shipping company handles everything else. It can even clear for your taxes, and then you only pay them once your goods are ready for pickup in their store in Uganda or in your local destination. Hope that is very clear. Now, let's come back and break down shipping. Number one is air cargo. When would you want to use air cargo? Or perhaps let me just first give a big difference between these two. Air cargo is when we use the cargo planes to actually bring in your products or ship your products. Sea, that's when we use these big containers over the sea to ship those products. And each of these methods has its own advantages and disadvantages. But depending on your needs, you can always choose which one to consider. For example, air cargo, we know it's very fast. Okay, you can actually order a product today. As long as it has arrived in the hands of your shipping agent, it could arrive here within the next 3, 5 to 2 weeks. So for the 3 to 7 days, that we call express air cargo. But if it goes up to 2 weeks, that we call the normal delivery, but under air cargo, of course. So number one advantage of air cargo is that it is fast, way fast. In comparison, in contrast to sea shipping takes longer. It's not fast. it actually, we always estimate between up to 45 days, okay? Up to 45 days, because literally once the container is loaded and it has set off for your destination, for example, in Uganda here, you may wait for actually 1 and 2 weeks to receive your products. Because remember, it has to come until Mombasa, then from Mombasa, some clearances are made, then again to Uganda, then offloaded, then taxi clearance and all that evaluation. So roughly that period takes around 45 days. So in contrast between speed, air cargo or air shipping is faster, then sea is a bit slow. Now, when it comes to costs, I want to make it very clear. It depends on your needs. Needs like maybe it's so urgent, maybe you need something very quick, okay? Or you're not in a panic, you're not in a hurry. You would have your time and wait for your products. So when it comes to expenses, we actually, when it comes to expenses, we shall look at it in terms of how they actually charge. On air, using air cargo, they will always charge you per kilogram. Rates would range between 10 US dollars to actually something of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 US dollars, depending on the company you use, okay? Depending on the company you use. There are those that are very affordable, there are those that are average, there are those that are high end. But again, these are businesses that offer different services in terms of their promises, they deliver on their promises. So you may find another company that is charging a bit, maybe around 14 US dollars, performing better than a company that is maybe charging you at 10 or $11, something like that. So that's slight difference. You should really consider it when you're actually working with a company. So on air, they will always charge you by kilograms. So that means whenever you have a product, number one, first look at, and you're choosing, whenever you have a product and you are choosing a shipping method, look at how much it weighs. If you think kilograms are so many, then perhaps you would consider using C. Okay, because if there are so many and you are into this for business wise, you want to import and resell, and you put your heavyweight product on a cargo plane, that means if it's weighing 50 kgs, literally you're going to pay 14 US dollars times 50. That's a crazy amount. Perhaps even the product is not that expensive, but if you carry the same product and put it on sea, you may end up paying maybe something of less than even $50. So the difference comes back to the weight. That's how they charge. Now, for the sea, they always charge how much space the product occupies, okay? How much space the product occupies in the container. So that's very important to know. And if you think it weighs heavier and you can't use it on air, straight away opt for sea. But again, this needs when you are not in a hurry to receive that product, because it will take longer. If you're not this kind of person who is patient and you could be frustrated, it's okay. If you have the money, you can use sea, you can use air. But with experience, for business, you would rather use sea because it's way, way affordable. You can't believe it. By the way, they always calculate in CBM. CBM, I did make a video about how to calculate the sea shipping fees, and therefore if you want to understand everything about sea shipping, I'm going to link the video in the description. Go check it out and understand how to calculate for yourself how much you're supposed to pay for the shipping fees when using sea. Okay, now the other last thing about this too, when you use air cargo, most times your shipping company will help you automatically clear everything, because remember, they use sea, they use air, and at the airport they always clear everything, taxes and everything. Therefore, you don't have any worry for paperwork and all that stuff. You just go to their warehouse and pick your product and bring it home, or perhaps even deliver to your customers. But if you use sea, there are two options. You can either clear taxes by yourself if you know how to clear, to go with your, and you evaluate your products, tax assessment, then you can clear. But if you are not interested in the paperwork and all that, you can still work with this company that has shipped for you. This is option number two. This company that has shipped for you can always help you clear these taxes. So that's the beauty of it, that you have a choice. So literally, those are the considerations you should make. But looking in terms of business, I really wouldn't support you, someone who is importing in bulk or averagely bulk stuff, to use air, unless if these things are very light. For example, if you decide to ship maybe something that is let's say maybe 100 pairs of shoes, 100 pairs of shoes, and they are a bit heavy, you could maybe find that these are running into close to maybe 80 kgs. Let me say something, maybe if each is weighing a half a kilogram, those are 50 70 kgs. These you would never risk putting them on a plane, because for you to pay for the 80 kgs, you're going to spend much. And then when you bring your shoes here, you price it a bit higher so that you can recover your money. No one will buy, and that alone takes you into losses. But if you decide to put it on a normal price, people, yes, will buy in so many numbers, but your money will never be recovered. So that means someone who is importing shoes and in a bit bulk, you would rather opt for C, wait for those 45 days, receive your shoes and pay a very small amount, and then go swap your profits. That's the beauty of it. So let me hope I've tried to answer everything. If you have any specific product that you would want me to discuss, perhaps you can let me know. I've just used an example of shoes, but we can range. Then the other thing I don't want to forget is there are some products that are prohibited on a plane. Okay, this is very important. There are some products that are inhibited on the plane. For example, products to do with explosions, or any product that you think has a component inside that could explode easily. This is where we're talking about batteries, okay? And batteries, when I talk about batteries, it's just a certain strength or power of a battery, maybe something of 20,000 mHa, something like that. Those who know the physics, how you calculate the power of the battery. So beyond that, you cannot load it on the plane. If it's lower than that, perhaps you can. But still, I would just advise, it's always tough. I've lost products before because they had batteries in them and all that. Whenever you use a plane, if your shipping agent is not so careful, these products most times get lost. I don't really have a clear picture why, but I think given that they have batteries in them, they always put aside and all that. By the time they remember tracking them, so I would suggest that if you have any products you're dealing in and you're importing in bulk and they have batteries in them, consider using C, because there you're not limited in any way. Those batteries, acid, okay, acidic, anything that has acid in them, those products that actually have dangerous chemicals that could explode at any time, you would rather opt for C. So with that said, now I want to come back to the messages here and show you where we stand with this supplier. Now I already finished talking to this supplier and I'm now going to make a payment. For the payment, let me show you how we do it. This lady is going to send in a payment link. This payment link is always secured by Alibaba Trade Assurance. For now, she's offline, okay? She's offline, so I may not be able to reach her out, but I'm going to use another contact that I've already actually contacted and I've already made a payment, but I'm going to show you how you actually make a payment after this. I hope by now you have a clear picture of clear difference between sea shipping and air shipping. If you have any specific questions concerning those two, please make sure to drop them in the comments below and I'll be able to get back. I'll be glad to answer all your queries. So whereas this person, I want to show you this. They have sent me, this is what we call an invoice, where you actually consider what you ordered before. You look into it and see if you have everything that you considered for. If it's there, then you can go ahead and ask for the payment link if you want to actually pay through maybe your Visa card. That's your bank given card, okay? Some people have debit or the credit card. No matter what you use, you can always make a payment. Those who want to use MasterCard with Airtel one of these days, you can do that as well. So this guy is offline for now, but I'm going to use another supplier and show you how to actually make a payment. So as you can see, I've already purchased some products here and they are going to be delivered. And I'm using a different supplier, but this is the same thing, okay? This supplier we already ordered, we are trying to contact right now. He is offline. So I'm going to go and use a different supplier that I recently purchased from and show you how to make a payment. I made this payment out of the platform because this is a supplier I've been working with for some good time now, a couple of years. So over time we have established that rapport and trust. So I didn't make the payment within the Alibaba system. I had to use Alipay, my Alipay account to make a payment. But you who is using Alibaba, which I really advise you use Alibaba installed payment systems, because I want you protected until you've mastered the game, until you've built rapport, you've built trust with the suppliers, you've done maybe 4, 5, 10 shipments, and they have gotten used to you, they prioritize your orders. Then you can now go ahead and perhaps chat in WhatsApp, chat on WeChat, consider paying through offline methods. But before you master the game, please use what I'm going to show you. So I would come, if let's say this is my sorry let me take you back. Let's say this is my order. As you can see, I have a pending order in the top right corner here. You can see, sorry, they're saying make payments, top right corner, make payments, because I have all these products here. I have these products. You can see I have this product that I want from this supplier, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a couple of them, several pieces. But you can see this is my tracking dashboard. Whenever I finish every single step, I am shown that this step has been finished and you're going to the next step. So if I was to pay through this platform here, Alibaba, remember I asked for the payment link. When you ask for the payment link, you will receive something like this, where they tell you make payment. So after that payment link coming in, that's when you come to actually this place. You will have ordered, place an order, then they're asking for the payment. Straight away, you know how much you're supposed to pay. For me here, it was 121 US dollars. This is something of 489,000. You see, guys, what I always tell you, it's not about how much money you have. It's about which products you're importing and how ready are you to market those products. It can be a game changer for you if you know exactly how to find the right products, and if you know how to do the digital marketing stuff. So you can see I've imported a bunch of products here at something of 489. That's something of 500,000, you can say, roughly 500,000. But at the end of the day, I've brought in some high quality studio lighting kits, okay? And trust me, after paying taxes and everything, you find some good profit coming out of this investment here. So at the end of the day, I'll just come down here and say make payment, this here. So when I say make payment, it will take me to the next step of the interface. Here there are different methods. You can see we have the Visa, where I've already added my Visa number, by the way, somewhere here, as you can see. Then you can use any of these cards from your MasterCard. Those who are out of African, you have these American Express cards and all that. You can always use this, but at the end of the day, they are actually the same, just offered by different. They are just offered by different institutions, okay, different banks. So it could be a MasterCard. In Uganda here we have Airtel that has worked together with MasterCard Foundation to be able to make Ugandans access MasterCards to be able to make online international payments. So you can as well go to Airtel, your app in the phone, download that app from Google Play Store, get the MasterCard from Airtel. If you don't know how to do that, let me know in the comments. I'll be able to make a video around that, okay? So down here we have PayPal. PayPal is another way for those who know about it. If you don't know about it, I have a baby disturbing me down here, but we shall go on. So you can decide to use PayPal, okay? It's another cool way of making payments. Then lastly, we can have Apple Pay for those who have the iPhone stuff. Then Google Pay, Android wire transfer. Wire transfer is where you do bank-to-bank transfer, okay? So what happens, why I am urging you to pay through this platform or any of these methods here? The number one thing is the trader assurance thing. If you make any purchase using this method here or any of these methods, you're protected. Just in case your product gets lost, just in case you receive products that are out of quality, they are very poor quality than what you ordered for, or a supplier doesn't deliver on their promises in any way, they have given you wrong products, different products, low quality products, or they are actually damaged when they are still in their ownership, as in the supplier is still holding the products and then they go bad. This guarantees you at least refund. You can always put in your request to the Alibaba team, and then they can help you get your money back, or perhaps get your products replaced. So that's how cool it is. You're always protected. Very important. Trade Alibaba Trade Assurance will always protect you. Now, one of these days, I may not use this, because over time, as I told you, for some of these suppliers, I've done a lot of deals with them. So what happens is I normally pay differently. I can use other methods. But when I was beginning out, and that's what I'm going to advise you, please and please always consider using this platform, because it is protected by Alibaba Trade Assurance systems. So that is it, guys. And from here, by the way, it's straightforward. Let's say if I was using my visa here, I would just tap in it like that, and then sorry, so as you can see, my card is already added. For you, if it's your first time, you need to add your card. That card has different numbers. There is the card number, there is the expiry date, and then the CVV, something like that. Then you put CVV is a 3-digit number. The card number is around 14 or more numbers. Then the expiry date, of course, it will be the date when your card expires. So I think you have a clear understanding of shipping. Then you have a clear understanding of payments. If you have any particular question on what we've covered today, make sure don't sit back and you don't have information. I've always, guys, told you information is readily available, and I'm always inspired to actually provide free information to people to learn, because it's in this era that education, as in knowledge, is way more accessible than it has ever been. So never allow yourself be ignorant about certain things. This importation business can change your life. I'm going to be making a series of videos telling you exactly how you can market your products, because by now I have some level of confidence that whoever has followed all these 5 series of how to ship from China for beginners, they have some level of confidence to go on to Alibaba, find a supplier, make a payment, receive their products. Okay, for that reason, in the subsequent videos, I intend to show you how I have been selling my products, because another challenging thing for beginners is once they receive products, they don't know exactly how to sell them. That's what I'm going to cover in the upcoming videos. So with that said, let me wish you all the best, but please don't forget to support the channel. It means a lot. Just subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification. You support the channel, I really appreciate that. But at the same time, when you do subscribe and turn on the bell notification, that means you'll be able to catch up with all our upcoming content. You never miss any video. Once we upload, you will be automatically notified that there is a new video, and you tap into that only because sometimes we actually pass out or we make videos for hot trending products that are only timely. So if you can keep tracking the channel on which video is coming up, then perhaps you can benefit better, get information that is trending by that time, and you can make some good money. Then lastly, give it a thumbs up. I love that it helps the channel grow, but also the YouTube algorithm is able to to recommend this video to other people, beginners, because so many people struggle with this. I myself, what inspired me to actually making this content, this channel, it was about me talking about myself, my education as a healthy professional. But this thing of importation did strangle me when I was just beginning out, looking for the right information, how to catch up with everything I'm teaching you now. It was hard. But after I mastered it, I was like, I need to help other people out there, and that's what I do on this channel. About importation, literally you can have everything you need. Right now, all I do when it comes to importation is I import for myself for my Jumia store. Later on, I will be building my online personal store. For now, I'm using Jumia and other selling platforms like WhatsApp, okay, and TikTok. But later on, I'll be building an online store for myself. Now, the other thing we do is we help you find good suppliers for whatever industry you're in. When you come to Alibaba here, there is more. There is more than what you think. Okay? There are so many products. So what happens is we can help you find suppliers. We can help you find suppliers. For example, look at category here. We have so many products from home decor, machinery, those who want ice cream machines. I have, by the way, suppliers who deal in ice cream machines. I have people who suppliers who deal into people who are into businesses like nail business, people who make those small machines. I have every supplier. Okay. Then we have into healthcare. I helped some guy, some dentist, medic fellow of mine, to import some dentistry equipment. So I have a supplier who can do that as well. Those who are into farming, you want machinery maybe for milking your cow. You want machinery maybe for those who are into poultry business, and then you want a machine that can help when you cut your broilers and you want to deliver them to a certain big 5-star hotel. You want an automated process where the feathers are removed. I have a supplier who has those cool machines, okay, and at very, very good prices. Literally, you just cut off the head of the chicken, put it in a machine, and then the feathers are removed automatically, and then 100 chicken in just maybe a few minutes. How cool is that? I have suppliers who are into sports, electronics, accessories, phone accessories, jewelry, everything you can ever think of, lighting, the fashion I'm in currently. So just know you can literally find everything on Alibaba, and as long as you have the right information, if you can do this by yourself, I support it, because that's what I want to do. But if you don't know what to do, don't risk blowing up your small capital. Always contact someone who knows what they're doing, and then they can help you. So with that said, let me wish you all the best and peace. See you in the upcoming videos.